Assalamu alaikum guys. Hi guys. So this is a true life story of how I became a mother in school. So some few years back I took my HND form. That was prior before my marriage, and I went back to school after I got married. So I took my form before I got married. So when it was admission time, I got my admission. I was already married, so I had to go back to school. So while I was in school, I was managing myself, all alone. It wasn't easy. No hobby around, no family member around. Yeah, it was tough as that. Though there was just this one family person I had close to me, a cousin of mine, though a very distant cousin. So we both rented the same house. Unfortunately, the house I rented was a story building, and the only apartment left was upstairs. So I actually wanted to take a room downstairs, but I was told that somebody had already taken it. So I had to take the one upstairs. And my distant cousin's apartment, also his room, was also upstairs. So for me, I was like, okay, since my brother is around, maybe he can assist me with some things or so. And yeah, he really tried. He helped me in terms of fetching water, especially because like I said, it's a story building, so most of the time I go downstairs and fetch water. And before I rented the apartment, I was being told by the caretaker of the house that the house has water in it. We were showed a particular well that was downstairs the house, and I felt, oh, okay, not too bad, I can actually manage, not knowing that the water inside was not okay. In fact, they don't even use the well, they don't even fetch water from the well. There was a borehole very close to the house, and we were also brainwashed that borehole is being used by the house, not knowing it's not for the house, that borehole was for another house. So it was very, very tough, I won't lie. So I had to go down and fetch water from the nearby house and climb upstairs. It was all a mixed up mistake. Like, I wasn't told the truth before I rented the apartment. So I still just had to manage because I had made payment already before I realized that there was no water in the house. So yeah, like I said, my brother would assist me at times to fetch water. Sometimes I'll fetch myself. So it kept on going until the day of my delivering. What happened that day? I had reached 40 weeks, but there was no contraction, there was no dilation, there was no labor contraction. And I would not say I was getting tired, but yeah, that is what it is. So my midwife told me we'll be doing inducements. So when the day for the inducement came, I just usually packed my bags myself and just went to the hospital. It wasn't too far from my house. Like I said, I was all alone, but with God. So I went by myself with nobody. I didn't call my father. I didn't call any family member, neither my siblings. I didn't tell anybody, this is what I want to do. I only told my hubby, and God also knew about it. So yeah, it was just God and hubby that knew I was going to the hospital to go and do inducement. So when I got to the hospital, the matron told me I was going to be induced. So I was induced. Guys, inducement is painful. Like the process is very painful. Though I haven't experienced normal labor contraction without inducement, so I really don't know how that one feels. But I believe both normal deliverings, it's inducement, it's a normal contraction that comes by itself. I guess it's all the same, aside from CS. So now, that particular day was kind of, I don't know what to say. That particular day, there were students that were around in the hospital that particular day that came all the way from a school. They came to do their IT. They were under training, so they came to the hospital. Mind you, I was used as an experiment. It was so painful. Like, my matron had to literally check me to see how far I have dilated in the presence of those children while my leg was widespread. It was shameful. I don't know. I was ashamed, and I don't know if I should say it was a traumatic experience also, because at that moment I could not disagree to what was happening around me. All my own was that I should just dilate to 10 cm and the labor should just be successful, and I should just have my baby with me. So while the students were there standing looking at me with my with my leg widespread, I was being checked on how far I was dilated. I was just there praying in my mind that it should just end well. I should just have my baby in my hands, and moreover, another day they won't get to see. So that's aside. So finally, baby came, and there was nobody around except for my cousin brother that was later being told that I have given birth. Like I said, the hospital was not too far from my house, so he was being told that I have given birth. He came to greet me. So after some while, my sister-in-law came to the hospital, bought me some things like soup or so, and she followed me home the next day. I was discharged the next day. It was actually a healthcare center, a public healthcare center, but they were very good at their work. So I was discharged home. Fast forward to some few days later, guys. The next few days I was having my second semester exam. Now I had to go to the exam hall to go and write my exam, right? Because there's no way I would say because I nearly gave birth I would not write my exam. I gave birth on Friday. I was having exam on Monday. My head almost catch fire, but I thank God that my head did not catch fire and I did not run mad. All glory be to Allah. Because how do you tell me that you gave birth on Friday and on Sunday you have to start reading? I had to start reading on Sunday because I had no choice. I don't know how to do this tapping somebody on their back and saying, please tell me. It's not because I'm too brilliant. It's not because I'm just that kind of shy person. I'm that shy person that don't know how to ask people questions. So that was one of the reasons why on Sunday I had to give it my all and read for my exam I was having on Monday the next day. The prior before then had been glancing through my book, so it was just more of a revision. So it wasn't easy. Because why those things were occurring, why those things were happening, if I could relax and not write the exam, I would do that so I could fully recover. But it's not an option because it's what I have made up my mind that I was going to do. So 2 weeks after that, I finished my exam because the exam lasted for like 2 weeks. I finished my exam, so I went back home. So while I got home, my mom stayed with me for like 1 week. She helped me bathe baby for like 1 week, in addition to 2 weeks that she spent with me in school makes it 3 weeks. And yeah, I stayed home for 2 weeks, I think 2 weeks and some day. Then I had to go back again to school. Why? Because lectures have started already. The holiday was not too long. I had to go back to school because missing class was not an option also, because lecturers giving lectures and listening to lectures will help one, assimilate some kind of lectures more than, reading only. Though it depends. So I went back to school. While I was in school, I had to deal with sleepless nights and attending lectures at the same time. When there's nobody there to assist you in the night to carry baby, you're just all alone, and and it's daybreak. You still have to wake up early, get ready, get yourself ready, get baby ready, and go to school. So it got to a point that it was quite exhausting, that my sister-in-law came for some while and also assisted me. She stayed for some while and assisted me for some while, then she left again. Then I had to also deal with everything again by myself and by the help of God. So sometimes I go to school and it's time for lectures. Baby starts crying. I have to go outside and make sure my baby is okay, feed the baby and come back. Sometimes I mix lectures, in the sense that by the time I go outside and I come back, the lecturer must have finished lecturing and is out of the class. So I just have to, at times ask my colleague what he explained, or sometimes I just have to, go back to the textbook, and it wasn't really easy. If I was angst, or rather if I'm angst, if I would like to experience such again, I would say yes, I would like to experience such again, but with assistance this time around, with somebody assisting me. Yeah, because it wasn't easy. At times in life we wait for a particular thing, we feel we're not ready. We wait till a particular phase of our life is, I don't know how to put it. Like, if I had to wait to give birth before going back to school, I guess it won't still be easy. So why not just just go on? As long as God is with me, why not just go on and just face it than waiting? Or rather, if I had waited, maybe I wouldn't have even gone back again. So yeah, I was glad I did, but it wasn't easy. At times I sit down and think back how I actually did it. All I could say is God, because that experience wasn't an easy experience at all. They would say, as a new mom, especially a first-time mom, it's you have to relax and ensure you get all the possible help you could get. Even if you're the kind of person that likes your privacy, you just have to sacrifice your space at that moment and your privacy for someone to help you, to allow someone into your space, because it's what you need. You don't have to say, oh, I'm so strong, oh, I don't like people being in my space. You just have to try and let people be in your space at that moment and get all the possible help you can. But then that was me. Yeah. a very young girl, should I say lady, at that point in time, all alone with God. Yeah. So let this be a sign for you that if you are waiting before you do a particular thing, I'm telling you that you don't have to wait till the end of the world before you do what you want to do. You don't have to wait till a particular age, till a particular time to do whatsoever you want to do. Start it now. Do whatsoever you want to do right now. As long as you tell God, this is what I want to do, and you believe that you can actually do it. And that is when you get the support of others. Yes, once God supports you, He is the owner of everybody's mind. He is literally going to bring people to your way that are also going to support you. So if you are a mother who is trying to go back to school for their postgraduates, for their, be masters or PhD, and you feel how will you be able to cope with responsibility, I just want to tell you it's something you can do. Though it won't be easy, it's going to be difficult, but yeah, you can do it if you put your mind in it.